Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. But it's worth it in the end, because once you get there, you can move mountains. As someone who gets overwhelmed easily, I spend a lot of time trying to simplify my life. I keep my surroundings neat and tidy, clear of any visual clutter. I regularly go through all of my things and get rid of what I don't use or need. I organise my life with a nice Notion setup, and I regularly get pen and paper out to make lists with the aim of simplifying my day. But I've realised that these things were never the problem in the first place, because in spite of doing all of them, I was still overwhelmed. So it wasn't my physical environment, my to-do list, or my overflowing inbox, it was me. I was the one who was complicating things. Since going back to full-time work, I've been feeling really overwhelmed and stressed, so I've been trying to come up with this perfect routine and schedule to help me feel more calm and grounded. But the problem is, I was clinging on so tightly to that routine that whenever we had any plans, like going to Scotland to climb Ben Nevis, I almost didn't want to go because I didn't want to disrupt my routine. But as I spent that Saturday with my friends, trying to conquer the tallest mountain in the UK, I realised that I had been overcomplicating simplicity. Instead of focusing on simple solutions, I was focusing on the complexity of the situation. I wasn't enjoying the things that make me happy, the simple things that make life feel good, spending time with family and friends, going outside and being amongst the trees, laughing and breathing deeply. Instead, I was focusing on the busyness of life. Everything that I actually needed to do was straightforward enough, but because of how fast time is flying, because of the number of things that we've had going on the weekends, and because of having weekly deadlines, I just got overwhelmed by trying to think about it all at once. I was focusing on the complexity, but I was disguising it with the simplicity of minimalism, decluttering, and organisation. This is complexity bias, and it's something that we all do. We prefer complicated explanations and solutions over simple ones. It's why we're drawn to complex productivity systems and well-thought bullet journals instead of simply working on the things that we need to do. It's why we try to find the perfect workout plan and diet rather than simply moving our body more and eating more greens. It's why we read into things like when a friend says they're too busy to meet up, when they might actually just be busy. We're so used to the complicated intricacies of life that we overlook simplicity entirely. We let our minds get wound up with endless stories and narratives. Too simple is seen as boring, but then I do wonder why we insist on making life harder for ourselves, especially when we spend so much time complaining about how stressed and busy we are. I think a lot of us do crave simplicity, I certainly do. And after a long time of looking for simplicity in my routines and behaviours, I'm finally beginning to understand that simplicity isn't about the external world, it's about my internal world, my mind. Simplicity is not trying as hard as you can to cut your wardrobe down to 33 items. It's having the mindset to have only what you need. Simplicity is not building fancy, complex systems that make you feel like you're productive. It's about having the mindset of just getting things done. Simplicity is not relying on routines to help you feel less overwhelmed, but keeping perspective. Simplicity is effortless, it's what comes easy. So these are some of the things that I'm trying to embrace so that I can stop overcomplicating things. Action. Instead of trying to gain full control and understanding of things, I'm going to lean into doing instead of thinking. And as a homebody, I definitely struggle with this. I would much rather stay safe in my cocoon and just sit there on my laptop researching things, but that's never going to be as fulfilling as the actual thing. When we procrastinate, and sometimes coming up with good systems and organising is a form of procrastination, we just end up delaying getting things done, and that's when things pile up and it makes it feel more overwhelming. Taking things at face value. This includes what people say and what's real in front of me rather than the concoction in my mind. I'm going to do my best to stop creating problems in my mind that don't actually exist. And in return, I'm going to say and do the things that I mean. If I miss someone, I'm going to call them. If I want to see someone, I'm going to ask them if they want to meet up. If I want something, I'm going to ask for it. If I feel hurt, I'm going to admit it. And if I don't like something, I'm going to say it. I'm going to stop worrying about the things that I can't change, including people, Being stuck in traffic or having a bad day at work isn't the end of the world. We won't remember every single moment of every single day anyway. I'm going to lean into the things that feel good to me and walk away from the things which don't, no matter how much time and energy I've invested into it. And this includes love and relationships. These things just don't have to be complicated. They don't have to be toxic. They don't have to have drama. And I'm going to find the extraordinary in the ordinary rather than chasing more all of the time. Like being able to taste food when I eat, the feeling of laughter, trees, sunshine and rain, how good it feels to sleep, reading, writing, having people to talk to, hot baths, water, long drives, and being capable of so much in our bodies. I can put one foot in front of another and climb a whole mountain. I'm going to accept that I can't have everything figured out. I'm going to accept that I can't know every little detail. I can't be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. I'm going to let things change and let them be. I'm going to surrender to the universe and let it do its thing whilst I do mine. I'm going to do what's effortless and I'm going to let it be effortless. And maybe this sounds easier than done. Or maybe it really is this simple. Maybe you're just complicating things again.